Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. From Tua to the defense, you know we keep it tight. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins tailgates, where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.
What is happening, Dolphins fans, and welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your boy, with your host, El Capitan. Tonight on the tailgate party that never seems to stop, a lot of stuff coming out. We weren't on yesterday, going to give camp updates, a lot to get into, some stock up, some stock down. Injuries continue to plague. We're going to get into all those subjects, all those things that happened today and yesterday. Coach spoke, had some words about Darren Waller we'll get into, had some words on injury updates. I've got this whole ball of wax just neatly put together, and we're going to get into it. Before we do, make sure you guys are checking out tftgnetwork.com. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. If you're watching on X, Twitch, Kick, Cup on a String, Smoke Signals, Sonar, CB Radio, come over here to YouTube and hit the like button and subscribe over here on YouTube. Get in the family. So let's not waste any more time. I got a couple of the boys in the back. I got Ali and Shake with me. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's going on? How's everything?
Hanging in there, buddy. A lot to catch up on, as we know. As we know, man, it's just been it's the busy season, baby. It's the busy season. So, Shake, how you doing, buddy? Wonder if Shake's even there.
Well,
I'm doing well, man. My bad. I know I was double muted.
Oh.
What's going on, man? I'm just Living the dream, man. Listen, I'm excited for this Saturday. You will be in the blender. Tomorrow
Final episode.
I break my rule. Sean from Red Wine Bills is going to be in the blender tomorrow. Saturday, you're going to be in the blender, and it's going to end with the season finale. My man Pialucci is going to be the last guest. So,
Okay, cool. So we're coming to an end. We got to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
Hit the like button, everybody. Make sure to just catch out the show in the blender over there with Shake doing some stuff with the homie Larry. How's Larry been?
Larry's good, man. His job is hectic, so.
I know he's got stuff to do. So
shout
out to everybody.
He'll be back for the regular season for sure.
Oh, I expect it. I know what time Larry getting in the swing of things. Shout out to John Featherland, who's in here early, telling everybody hit that like button. Make sure everybody does it. Ms. Relentless, member of the program. Thank you, Ms. Relentless. Also, Michael K., he says, I'm not allowed to troll Dolphin fans anymore. I was told it's a violation against the Americans with Disabilities Act. I honestly, when I first read it, it was very funny. Right now, I'm not thinking it's so funny now. I don't think it's that funny anymore. Cap for life, what's going on, my brother? Jamaican from Zion, telling everybody to hit the like button. What's good, fam? Nightmare 74, what's happening? Make sure everybody's hitting the like button. Shout out to Winners, the Frost Man. What's up, Fins fam? Hit the like button, subscribe, enjoy listening. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Tonk in the building. Is the link in the group chat? I thought I seen you post it. Shake. I thought you put the link in the group chat.
Yeah, the second I put the thumbnail, I'll repost it again. I'll
repost it. Tonk slow. No, I'm just kidding. Liz, hey Liz. What's going on, Liz? Joseph, what's going on? What do you think we wasted on? Do you think we wasted on Waller? Well, Joseph, we're going to get into some of that at the actual end. So wait for the end of the show because that'll be the last topic we're going to be cracking open as we're in there. Yeah, he's on West Coast time. That's true. I guess you're always really late, but not.
He's on Cuban time.
He's on Cuban West Coast time. That's wild.
What I was going to say was the link for the Club Exhale for Saturday has been created, and we're going to have a show 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Everyone be there. It's going to be a training camp edition. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of tidbits. We're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Make sure to bring your favorite drink of choice. You know how we get down on Late Night Club Exhale. It's subjects. It's fun. It can go in a weird direction real quick. And when the donations start flying in and the shots start going down, it can get real hairy, which is fine. Yeah, it's kind of been the staple on Saturdays, which, is a good thing. Hopefully it'll start being like a real celebration because the Dolphins are stringing together some wins. That would be incredible, right? We'll be all late club exhale, late night exhale, all turning up because we know we're going to win tomorrow. That would be awesome.
Could you imagine a Super Bowl win with the Club Exhale?
Oh,
bro, I'm not kidding. I probably might get taken out in a stretcher because
honestly, I think if we do win a Super Bowl, the Late Night Club Exhale show will have to be the team meeting up, and we'll just get one of them freaking phones on a stick and just go live from an actual club. Like that might have to really happen.
At the parade, because I will be at the parade. That's where I will be. If it will ever happen. If it would ever happen, for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna have to definitely, we'll keep that locked in. Make sure everybody's hitting the like button on their way in. Waiting for Tonk. I think he's still getting ready a little bit.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is. Here comes Tonk. What up, Tonk?
Yo.
What's going on? So we got a whole itinerary, man. I hope you're ready.
I was born ready since West Coast time.
Yeah, he's ready now. That's what that means. Hit the like button, everybody. So let's get right into it. we didn't have a show yesterday, so we're going to kind of mix and match a little bit of updates as we go. As we said last time we were on, Tyreek Hill was late to practice. We kind of talked a little bit about that. We're like, ooh, was he late to practice? But then we're like, listen, he could have been in the back, getting stretched out. Who knows? But it was reported upon late to practice. Well, yesterday he was early to practice. One of the first guys trot out there, and everyone's like, oh, it's good to see Tyreek out there and everything like that. But today, Tyreek Hill was not at practice. He had an excused absence for personal reasons.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to speculate on a man's personal reasons, right? Like, it could be a lot of things. He's a father of a couple children. Maybe he had some family stuff. He's had some very questionable off-field antics at times. So if those personal reasons mean something to the effect that, hey, I'm handling personal reasons stuff in a mature way and need this time off, I guess I'm cool with that. But Tyreek Hill, not in. Personal reasons. Just something, now's the time we're installing, as Coach said in today's press conference, every single day is a new set of plays that they're installing. This is literally what he said in his presser today. He said, it's tough right now. Guys are learning what they're learning, and we're going out and it's like we're preparing for a game. We got the script, but you also have to remember what you learned yesterday, because I could call that up, and it's a stack on top type of thing. And Tyreek Hill not being there in a team that has some questionable things going on as far as injuries, how this is going to play out. Tyreek Hill missing some stuff. Hopefully it's nothing more than just a personal day, right? What do you think, Ali?
I mean, I don't think it's a personal day as in like, I'm just taking a day off. I don't think it's anything like that. I think if it's an excused absence, it has to be related to, and let's just be frank about it, the gentleman's had some issues with the law recently in regards to his family and possible a domestic issue. There's his divorce that he's currently going through. I know.
Is that divorce really happening?
Oh, maybe they had like
that's the thing. Like, is that divorce really going down?
I don't know, but let's say it is. Let's just take the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it is. Going through something like that myself, especially when children are involved, there's a lot of things that go into that process that you may not think about that actually can't be rescheduled for a different time.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I had to go to a class. What they required me, because I was going through family court at the time, to try to get custody of my oldest. I actually had to go to like a single
government
parent
type
class.
of.
It's a government required single parenting class, and they teach you different things. And I couldn't reschedule it. I was on their time. There was no like, I'm sorry, you have to work. You have to find a way around that. That's basically what they told me when I had to go through it. So there's stuff that he might be going through that if it's related to that, then I completely excuse him. I get it. I understand because I was there. But if it's like, I'm just taking a day off just because I want a day off, then no, I'm not excusing that at all.
Yeah, and that kind of makes a little sense. There is the divorce. Maybe, Lord willing, maybe it's something positive. Maybe he's working it out with the missus. I know they were having another baby or something. It's Tyreek Hill. The only thing's been steady is his career, really, as far as production, being really good at football. All the off-field stuff has been a roller coaster, really.
Miss Relentless says he could have used a vet day. I understand that, but here's what I'm going to say about that. I don't think Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins can afford any more vet days.
What's a vet day?
The vet days aren't like an excused absence. Like, coach will purposely hold guys out on vet days, but that's typically something during the season for, to make sure these guys don't get injured. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying, look, hopefully it's a positive thing and not a negative thing, but there is some negative stuff going on with the divorce and things like that. So hopefully it's hopefully it's a good reason that he's not there, you know, and not a bad one.
He did say I believe he said in the first interview right before camp started, I believe he said he was refocusing on his family and stuff.
Yes, he did.
Well,
I'm glad you remembered that. I do remember him
related
saying that. Yeah, so hopefully it's related to that, and that, you know, maybe things are getting a little bit better at home, and that's a personal day. Another thing that happened today that was a little bit different than in practice, Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, and the Brain Trust were there at the Brain Trust.
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
So all the guys from the you know, upper management end of things.
So Dome was there.
That's right. Doge Dome was there. The Department of Miami Efficiency.
Oh, okay.
Site.
Thank you. With this.
Yes, thank you. The Department of Miami Efficiency on site today, looking at things. There's a little bit of a photo of, you know, you could see Boss Hog strolling around out there, looking at things, talking to Coach. Chris Greer's leaning over into his ear, whispering, you know, what do they call that? Soothsaying? Is that what they call it? I don't know. Whispering
ASMR?
that silver, huh?
ASMR.
No, not ASMR. It's more like soothsaying for like whispering lies in your ear.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, Chris Greer.
Just spreading. Yeah, just
Just whispering lies.
He's like Hunter Biden.
So Chris Greer is.
He's like Hunter Biden at all those meetings, just walking around talking to people.
So what you're saying is Chris Greer is Arlington, his own boss, trying to sell shit as if it was gold.
I mean, just think about it right now. There's been some significant injuries. There's been not just that. I mean, this goes back to 2020, right? Like it was 2020 in a blink of an eye, and that was where, hey, Chris Greer, I've handed the reins over to you. Hey, Chris Greer, this is your team now, and you're going to tank it, and you're going to build it back, and you're going to pick your quarterback, and we're going to do something. You know, another coach later and a complete roster turnaround for what you were for the most part. Now with cap restrictions, boss man probably is looking around going, he probably don't know anybody's name anyhow for the most part, other than a couple people, but he knows this team's been struggling, and what lies are they telling him about the team right now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But again, I just find it interesting. You know, the whole Brain Trust was there. They seemed very active around the practice facility, talking to coaches, speaking to Tua, obviously. Tua said in his press conference today, he said pleasantries with Mr. Ross, and they had a laugh about something that was kind of an inside joke he didn't want to share upon. But whatever. I just pointing out that the team, you know, is there some hot seat type of situation? I don't know. It looks to me like Chris Greer is sitting right on Ross's shoulder, and he's got a comfortable seat. And I don't think he's in trouble. But is he over here whispering, well, you know, we like Coach, but if he doesn't get it together, you know, that Chris Greer's he's a mover and a shaker. The general manager would definitely, as we've seen in the past, he'll serve up somebody to take the fall if this stuff doesn't go around. So I don't know. I just find it interesting that the whole Brain Trust was there. And then also I find this interesting.
Well, yeah, but this is the start of the season, and most of the players are starting there, so they're just trying to meet everybody. I mean, especially 100%. If they're, you know, somehow funding stuff and want to meet the players. And
absolutely. Want to see the new draft pick and pads. They were in pads today too. So just to clarify, this is the full padded practice.
Plus, they can see like stuff in action. Like let's say that the players have like a really good question that would eventually have to be addressed by complete upper management. He might be able to just ask that question that day. Like, hey, I was thinking about something, thinking about this, and you don't have to, you can
the familiarity. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe
I'm sure he knows what players are making a bunch of money and, hey, where's so-and-so at? I want to see that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
it's like, it's like, all right, well, where's the $3 million man? All right, there's the $10 million man.
Where's this new draft pick that we took out? And I want to see that kid. What number is he again? All right, there. God, look at the size of that.
He was probably reminding Chris Greer that, hey, where's that safety that you told me was better than getting Lamar Jackson? And you forced me to take him and then only to trade him away, 2 years later? So maybe that's
where's that safety we brought back in that we didn't get Lamar Jackson for. God.
Yeah. Because let's not forget, the owner wanted to take Lamar Jackson, and Adam Gase and Chris Greer ran to him and said, no, this guy is elite. You won't be able to find talent like him ever again.
Lamar Jackson, hometown kid, played in Pompano, would have been. God, never mind. I don't
know if I realized he played in Pompano.
He lived from down south here, man. Yeah,
that's dope. Because he went to college in Louisville.
Arizona.
Yeah,
or Louisville. I always think Arizona. Yeah, Louisville. My fault. Yeah, Louisville. The stupid Cardinal. So that's true. But also going back to our first subject. Tyreek Hill had an excused absence, and at the same time, the entire friggin' upper management is there. Is Tyreek Hill hiding?
He's like, hiding? I got that lawyer appointment today.
I got that personal thing I got to hit up. Hey, listen, I know that we've been getting a lot of bad press lately, where at the end of last season I said I quit, and as of recent, Tua having to call me out. Maybe it's the management comes in here asking questions. Maybe it's best if I'm just dealing with that personal stuff. I'm just saying, right? I don't know.
Can I provide a hot take?
Ooh, let's hear it.
And I don't have any information, but if we want to play along, like, why are they here? It's so particular that they're here and that happens. Is it possible they realize that our corners and our secondaries are just that god awful, and that you've seen who's taken? No, let me just explain.
You're jumping ahead a little, but go ahead.
A little bit.
I hear where you're going with this.
You've seen all of the dominance that Waddle has had in training camp thus far, getting most of the catches, right? Is it possible they may have been talking about trading Tyreek, and that's why?
Is he hiding? Is that the personal reason?
I don't know if
he's hiding because there might be a trade. Works.
Maybe he's not happy. Maybe that could be it. Maybe they don't want him to practice until the trade goes through. Who knows? I'm just speculating.
Maybe he's on thin ice with upper management because of all these things. Mm-hmm. We know that. Maybe there's a lot more smoke here than we were led on to believe, which has been a little bit. Tua's calling him out. Coach is kind of talking about accountability. Maybe there's a little bit more smoke. Maybe there's a trade in the mixed or the works, something to that.
We've been saying it's like his last year here anyway. I mean, we've been saying it.
Well, I do know this. I will not, listen. And Coach Sinotra says here, he says, as folks don't act differently when their boss is around. And that's the point exactly. To Tyreek, maybe he's one of those guys that can't. And it's best to just not have him around to answer if boss man or whatever's, Again, is Tyreek Hill hiding? I don't think so, but I am speculating. We spin yarns around this muh. We spin yarns. If I'm not looking at every angle, how am I really finding out what's going on? How? Because I'll tell you what, you turn around and it's week 3 and Tyreek Hill's traded somewhere. You'll think back to this personal day. You'll think back to what was going on. You'll think back to why the bosses were there and Tyreek wasn't. And this is what we provide here at the Fins Tailgate. Just saying. I'm not going to not see it everywhere. Thanks, Jace. Is it JC? How do I pronounce this?
Jace.
Jockey? Jockey? Is it Jockey?
I think it's Jace.
Jace? I thought Jace too. That was my first guess, but it could be Jockey. Yo, dog, what's up, Jockey? Yo, Jockey. So just saying, right? Some other notes coming out about camp over the last 2 days. The defensive line is just pinning it back. They seem to be extremely, extremely dominant at times. But is this D-line for real? Or is this O-line just that bad? Now, look, when we say the O-line's that bad, you can minus Patrick Paul out of that. By all accounts, Patrick Paul has been handling his own against guys like Chubb and Phillips and all these guys, okay? He's Chop Robinson. And, I mean, look, yesterday they had a little bit varying results, I'm sure. But today when the pads came on, Chop Robinson looks like he can handle any of these guys. And no sweat off the brow when you're assessing who those guys are. These are what we expect to be some of the most impactful players on our team, much less the defense. So Patrick Paul, who's a mountain. The guy he's got the coolest face mask in the game. Let's call it for this. It looks like the Bane mask. He's got the coolest face mask in the game. And he's a house. He's a giant. What is he, 6'9"? If memory serves me correct. He's like basketball height, but football tackle size. And a lot of times when you get big dudes like that, you wonder, are they going to get caught reaching? No, he is super agile, lateral movement, can get out in front of guys, can't, on one-on-ones, he smoked Bradley Chubb. I'm just saying.
So
go ahead.
If you ever see Patrick Paul in person, because I have several times, he looks bigger than really what he even is. He's 6'7", actually, not 6'9", but he looks 6'9". That's my point. He's 6'7", but he looks 6'9".
With that helmet on, he's 7 foot.
And he's like 326 pounds. This guy is big. You see his arms. There's giant, all over him. And he has definitely been handling business, no problem, to be honest. The rest of the guys, I don't know. By
the way,
go ahead, Shake.
One thing, I was watching Alan Poupart, and he's, out of all the beat reporters, that's the one I kind of trust the most.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Alan Poupart fan, big time Alan Poupart fan.
So anyway, he was saying that he said the one knock. He said, look, Patrick Paul is playing lights out. He said, but the only thing he hates is the fact that he's grabbing too much jersey for his liking.
I do see that, and that is a little bit. But hey, if they ain't calling it, I ain't worried about it. If they start calling, everybody grabs. Everybody grabs. It's if you're holding or not. That's the key. Now, if they get a little ticky-tacky with that, he's got to clean it up. Tape that boy's fingers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the Cat in the Hat who sliding up in here, fins up. Blowing CBD clouds, welcome. Says when Hill slips, he'll fall off a cliff in the whole game. Yeah, that's true. JC in chat. What's going on, JC? The ghost in here. What's good, buddy? Mondo, what's going on? Hit the like button, everyone. J Miami Sports. What's going on, brother? Hit the like button. Yeah, he's 6'7", 326. He's a house. And that's exactly the type of wall you want to hold everything back from these passers. And he's looked good. So, but minus him, right? Minus Patrick Paul and varying results. Austin Jackson's a professional. He's never been top tier, but he's never been that bad. And I'll tell you what we do know is when he's not there, it's bad. So Austin Jackson not doing too bad himself. But that interior is looking rough, boys.
Well, that's also because they don't, outside of Jonah, they really don't have any of the starters playing. I mean, you look at Andrew Brewer isn't playing yet. James Daniels, the guy that our free agent that we signed this year, just got cleared today. I know I'm rushing ahead a little bit.
No, you're fine. This is exactly where I'm going with it.
Yeah, and Jonah is still new. You know what I mean? I've heard he's had a couple days where he's been really good too. But you asked the question about, is the defensive line for real, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the guys individually, they all last year at times, in previous year at times, showed that they could definitely perform even against the best teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So individually, I can say that they're definitely good enough to get it done. The question is, can they do it together as a team? That's
yeah. And you know how this offense operates. But I'm going to go back to something I said earlier. Mike McDaniel said that it is a brand new installment every single day. And you just got there too. I mean, considering Austin Jackson was injured towards last, I mean, it is like a brand new line from one side to the other. You've got Patrick Paul on the left, which now he's the slated starter. You've got Austin Jackson, who's back from injury again. And then you've got what? The new rookie playing right? Is he playing right or left? I can't remember.
He is playing left guard.
He's playing left, that's right. And then we have a backup guard, a backup center in there right now. I mean, just to point out, this is a unit that is concerning and got some injuries that they're already dealing with. As we know, Liam Eichenberg out. Now, say what you want, hate on the man. But I'll tell you what, if this offensive line, the way they're performing now, gets in the preseason, you're going to pine for the days of Liam Eichenberg back on that O-line. Say what you will. I don't think he's a great NFL starter, but he is most certainly a less of a liability than what we're seeing right now. At center or at guard, I don't care. Put him in either one. And that's why he's so friggin' valuable. I keep him away from being at tackle. You can put him at any of the guards or definitely at center. I think he plays best at center personally. I think if and when he leaves the Dolphins, someone's going to hire him as a center and he's going to lock that job down. But not only is he injured, but Brewer, our starting center, as I mentioned, he's injured. You know, he's been dealing with a soft tissue, lower extremity type of situation. Those things are tricky. Now, could this be preventative? Could it be a little bit of, nagging? God, I hope not. I don't think so. I think Brewer's going to be all right. We're still waiting on a little bit of stuff, but they're keeping him out, and that's fine. This is the time to get those things taken care of and, get some of these other guys a chance to, play a little bit, I guess. But also, James Daniels, the guy we brought in as the free agent, the answer to our guard, we need a guard pounding on the table from the fan base all offseason. He's not active. He's not doing stuff. He's working his way in and he's getting along, but it's still not. There's no gel. It's just not where you want to be in a time where you're installing a lot. Just like we don't want Tyreek Hill out for personal reasons or any reason, because this is crucial. You don't get these days back, bro. We're going to blink our eye. I mean, we literally this Thursday, tomorrow, there will be a preseason game. Tomorrow is that game. If the Dolphins offensive line had to field tomorrow, what's that look like?
Yeah, it's not really good. I mean, I completely understand. You wanted their day one so they can start gelling to be prepared for the games. I get it. James Daniels has been cleared for full participation now, so that's
he has. Thank God.
As of today. So tomorrow, if there's a practice tomorrow, you'll see it firsthand.
Thank goodness.
But even with our starters, though, and this is where I'm concerned. You talked about at least those other guys are getting some playing time, like the second or third string center, and Keon Smith is the other guard that they're using.
I like
with the ones. Smith. It hasn't looked good at all with those guys. So what does that do for me as a fan or someone that's analyzing our offensive line? We may know who our starters are and we can have confidence in that, but we know from past, present, and even in the future, there's injuries, right? There's always going to be injuries, and you got to rely on the number 2 or the number 3 guy. And right now, the number 2s and number 3s don't have what it takes to be even mediocre in this league, to be honest.
It's a real liability. It's a real liability with these other guys. So when I think 100%. About depth, depth on an O-line, and it's, again, I expect Daniels to be decent enough, better than what I'm looking at, that's for sure, but that ain't saying much right now. And that's the concerning point. I also would like, I'm worried about Brewer not being there. I need this thing to gel. It is a hard thing to do well. And when you're doing it really good is because there's continuity. There's understanding of who does what and how. Daniels hasn't worked alongside in a live type of action with Austin Jackson, and he certainly isn't going to get that with Aaron Brewer while he's not around either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, and I would feel a little bit better about it if that was Liam Eichenberg at center next to him, because you could have a little bit of consistency. But you know what? He ain't playing either. So to say that it's not nothing to worry about would be a lie. It is something to worry about, and depth is to worry about. And, in a position that ultimately will get injured, it's on my radar. I'm looking out. I'm watching it. I said this when camp started. I'm looking at 2 units, big time. I'm looking at the DB unit, and I'm looking at the O-line unit. I feel like everything else is pretty good as far as comfortability goes. I mean, I could say, yeah, I'm worried about Tua getting injured, but that's not what we're talking about here. I could say, yeah, I'm worried about the safety unit, if I'm breaking down the DBs, but whatever, Anyhow.
No, we're talking about he's not fully cleared. Big Nick says that he's rotating series. He's been practicing. He's fully cleared. A little homework would go a long way. No, he hasn't been fully cleared. He even mentioned that yesterday. He even said, I hope to be fully cleared this week, which today in the space, it got reported that he was officially cleared. So that was as of today.
Yeah. So. And listen, what coach basically said is that he's working his way in, and that you'll be able to probably see him tomorrow and look out, is basically how it went down. Good. And I know he's been working, but it's part of the process. And it's kind of the same process that Darren Waller's going through too. And we'll get in that. What I'm saying is I don't have to enjoy this process. I know what it is, but I'm talking about what I see now and what I wish I was seeing and who,
Mm-hmm.
Hit the like button, everybody. Where you can see it's being affected, because Tua's been pretty good, and we'll get into that soon too. The run game. Now, outside of Madison, who's looked really good, anyone else trying to go in between is not getting anywhere. And, what bothers me, and I'm not saying it bothers me, but I need to get good view of my D-line. And it's not going to be – I can't get a real look at my D-line if I don't have a real look at an O-line. You see what I'm saying? D-line could just be tearing people apart. But if they're tearing apart paper, because that's what our O-line is, just mix and match and hopes, then maybe that D-line ain't that great. I don't think that's the case, but this is the correlation. So that's what the questionnaire of it is.
Madison and Achane looked good in the running game the first day on Saturday. I was told yesterday that the other 2 guys, Jalen Wright, started getting a lot more touches, and it looks okay. It's just, to be honest, part of it has been some of the miscommunication in the interior offensive line. That's been kind of an issue to, run up the middle. There's some question marks there. I agree with you. But the defensive line, I don't know. Until they go full contact, I know they got pads on now, but, going full force, let's see. Let's see what happens. I need to see it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited about the D-line. I think it's going to be – the front seven is going to be the strength of the entire team, honestly, yep. I believe. And Lord willing, that becomes the identity of this team. Because if the identity of your team is a front seven that's playing well, the identity of the team is what they've talked about changing around here, and that's toughness. That's their, wanting to have a more physical type of they're shedding that soft narrative. If the front seven is the dominant part of this team and it becomes the identity of the team on all phases, that's you're speaking to my heart as someone who played defense, played middle linebacker. That the way the game is played with me is, it's being an astute study of the game, but also being an absolute psychopath, like life and limb. I know where to go, where to be, but it's going to come down to those one-on-one matchups, and you're going to put the pain on somebody. And if that's what this team becomes, then I'm pleased. God, please, yes, let that happen.
One thing I'll say about the defensive line that I witnessed myself, and I've heard other people that gone on different days and witnessed, they look super fast. Going sideline to sideline, like when they were trying to block the outside run and everything, they look like they added some speed to it. At least that's what it looks like for me on my end, from what I've seen them, the previous year. So, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see if they bring the toughness.
Well, despite there being some glaring concerns for, at least on my end, on the O-line, despite that, Tua's looked sharp in practice by all accounts. Quarterbacks have looked pretty decent, but Tua looking extra sharp, and he should. This is his team. This is his offense. This is his coach. This is his whole deal. And he's coming in healthy. 100%. Will he stay healthy? Debatable. We'll have that on another discussion. But he's looked sharp in practice. Thrown no interceptions. He's been extremely accurate on his downfield throws, and that's a good sign. It's good to see that. It's good to hear that. I mean, look, if he threw an interception, if I seen it and it's a tip pass at the line, it fell into the linebacker's lap, that's a little different. But he hasn't even had those. He's been very smart with the football, but that's kind of his identity, right? He's sharp. He's smart with the football. He's going to know where guys are. He's going to have a good evaluation, a good concept of what's going on, and, be able to expose that, as you know. What do you think, Ali, as far as Tua's sharpness? Good chat. I'm just fucking with you. What about you, Shake?
I mean, y'all said he hasn't had an interception yet.
None.
No, but you know what?
But it's like, I mean, are we really trying to grade accuracy right now?
No, but he's been sharp as well. It's not like it's not all little dump off passes and check downs. He's like,
I mean, I would be happy to see if he's really throwing it down the field accurately.
Well, he has been. I mean, he's not hitting freaking 50-yard bombs, but he's been in the route concepts of the plays being called and designed. He's hitting them, the time, everything's looking great.
Oh, okay.
That's super accurate, like a complete command of the offense. Now, yes,
I will say
if he's looking comfortable, then that can.
To be fair, though, just to be 100% objective, it's not like Tua comes into every practice and he's like the best player, elite looking player. It's not like that. What I will say on Saturday, and what was reported the day after and the day after that he at first he came in and there were some throws that were not on target, didn't look very good, but he ends every practice on a strong note. And that's the biggest thing. Like he finishes the practice, good. Whereas previous years we've seen where the whole day was bad. It's start to finish, or he started off good and then had a really bad ending, right? No, this year, it's like you dust the rust off from being in the morning, and then by the end of practice, he's hitting them on all cylinders. That's what I've seen from Tua, at least from what I've seen, videos I've watched, as well as what people have reported. Now, but it is training camp. He's been in this system for how long? He should know it inside out. So he should look that way, to be honest, right? Because of how long he's been here, been under this system, and it's made and tailored for him. So that's, there's that also. So I don't want to say just because he's looking sharp that we don't have anything to worry about. But it's still good news, at the same time. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. Shout out Miami Fan Talk Show. What's up, Philly? Joseph asked, do I think Zach gets cut? I'm going to answer that quickly. No. I mean, for all the reasons.
Look
good. Not only does Zach look good, but I mean, dude, he was their first, pretty much their first addition in the offseason. Like they target him, they wanted him, they've been wanting him, they like him.
And it wasn't like nobody was available because everybody was available.
Oh, no, yeah, everybody was available. That's who they were Johnny on the spot on getting Zach Wilson in here, and they've been standing firm on. They believed in him, they target all that stuff. Plus, they need depth at the quarterback position. We all know to his injury history. If you're not gonna, that's literally, to me, if anyone got fired last year, it would have been because they weren't prepared for Tua to go down, and they're not going to let that happen.
Definitely not.
I don't think they need to cut a guy like Zach. I don't care how good Ewers plays because I think they keep all three. I think 100%. They carry three. You cannot roll the dice if you're installing this stuff and you think Ewers is playing really good. Bully you because you need three quarterbacks with the way your quarterback plays. And what has happened? I mean, listen, Zach Wilson's missed some games too. Ewers might get called up. We might see a three-headed monster like we did last year. God willing, hopefully it's not a horror show for us, and hopefully it's a horror show for somebody else. Hit the like button, everybody. What else I see here? Mudbone, what's going on, Mudbone?
Yeah, I will say that there was some practices that I watched video of Zach Wilson, and he's had some really good throws, and he's already found his, I'll say it's his pseudo favorite receiver, Eskridge, who's been popping every day. It's been him and Eskridge. He's been throwing to Eskridge mostly, right?
Good.
Whereas Tua throws to Waddle mostly. So it's kind of like that type of relationship.
So RT881, shout out to you. Kevin Lee, what's good, my brother? Again, that's why we're keeping three quarterbacks. Kevin Lee, member in the house. I'll say this though, Tua's looking sharp in practice, and this is kind of what you're talking about. RT8881. The DBs are dropping like flies. Tua's kid look good with all these injuries we got going on across the board. I mean, you think the O-line unit's got problems. It looks like some guys are going to come back. Brewer, hopefully he's there for week 1. And I don't think he's someone who needs to catch up. I think he's talented enough. I know Daniels is coming back. So we'll have 4 out of the 5 there. Anyhow, the DBs are dropping off like flies. News of Kader Kohou, who went down the other day, came out. He's out for the season. It's not good. That's terrible news. Kader Kohou's been killing it. UDFA fan cult following favorite for right reasons. The surest tackler on the football team, as Color always says. And we lost him for the season. It's kind of a drag too, because this is his final year of his contract. So he's going to have to, I think there's might be some rights reserve thing with the Dolphins. I'm sure there is, but it sucks because if he could have balled out in the role they were going to want him to do this year as a starter, probably on the outside. And if he was successful, he could have really cleaned up for a Dolphins team that would want to keep him because we've got nobody. Or if he hit the open market, he was going to make some money. And I feel bad for the kid because he's really earned it. I love the way he plays the game, and it sucked that he's gone down. But when we're talking about Tua lighting it up, we got to think of, there's no Kader Kohou out there. Ashton Davis, a safety that went down. We got news on him from Coach today. He's not gone for the season. But what's that mean? How long is he going to be out? I'm not too concerned because Minkah Fitzpatrick, at least we have a hierarchy in that room. But in our cornerback room, what are we looking at? We're literally slated at this moment to have Storm Duck as our outside guy. The new guy, Jack, whatever, Jones, gonna probably play the nickel. I mean, these are all fresh faces. Will they get it figured out in time for week 1? I'm just saying it's concerning with the immense amount of injuries that has just completely got it. I mean, think about it. Kader Kohu was a slated starter. Gone. Artie Burns. Say what you want. Who was taking his job? He's got the biggest pedigree. He has the most experience. It was his job. We lost him early. Didn't even get to see him. We didn't get to see him. Also, we lost, a rookie potential candidate. I don't know, the kid from UCF, BJ Adams. I thought he was good. Melifonu's still not playing. Like, this is a banged up secondary. And thank goodness we got a strong D-line, because Minkah Fitzpatrick can't cover the entire backfield. Yeah. It's impossible.
See, and you know what? That's the thing I was saying before training camp, is the fact that, look, let's be honest, a lot of these cornerbacks that we have on the roster currently want to make a lot of teams second string. You know what I'm saying? Let alone first string. So I said it before. I said this. I expect for the wide receivers, at least on 7-on-7s, not team drills, but at least on 7-on-7s, when they have the one-on-one opportunities, to be looking good, because you're going to, like I said, you're going against lesser tier cornerbacks. I think our wide receivers should be head and shoulders above the cornerbacks that we have currently on this roster. That's just me, but
Well, that's another thing too, Shake, that you kind of put into. Shout out to Nene. What's up, Nene? I see you down there. All 3 quarterbacks are looking good, but are they just looking good because we've got top tier wide receivers around here? I mean, look, Waddle and Hill, they're beating the best week in and week out. Maybe not every play, obviously, it's impossible, but if you were going up against the freaking 3rd, 4th guy on the depth chart for the Chargers, and you're having him cover Jalen Waddle in the slot, what do you think that's going to look like? So when we make the assessment that Tua's looking good, we also got to make the assessment. We know how bad the DBs are injured. And we know not only that, even if they were, Kader Kohu or whomever, they would still struggle against this top tier talent. Just saying, everything's got a caveat. A little bit of a caveat. What's up, Crypto? Tua just needs better weapons, Crypto says. Yeah, that's what they need. I think I agree.
I understand why it's concerning with the DB room, right now, but there's just some things I want to say real quick in regards to the DB room, and especially the secondary altogether. Prior to this, going into this training camp, we all said that this secondary really is concerning. We already had question marks about it. We already had concerns, right?
Number one concern.
Now that they've proven to be trash, it seems like people are falling off a cliff about it, right? But this could also be a blessing in disguise with certain injuries and people that haven't played yet and whatnot. Marshall, I think I would really like to see him to be baptized.
Jason
by
Marshall
fire.
from
the corner out of Florida, and Shake I will tell me that he's the best thing since sliced bread. Who had an amazing interception on day 1, by the way, that we got to see. So that was pretty dope. But what I want to say is that I want to see him play. I want to see him thrown to the fire, right? I want to see, some of these other players that we have. I want to see them get playing
really
time.
Don't have a choice. You're going to have to see him.
For example, right? He showed promise last season, and then we didn't really do anything very much with him, right? I want to see him play, give him the playing time, and see what he's worth. We might have gems all over the place, and we just don't know because we don't actually use them. It's like Cam Smith, right? Though I think Cam Smith needs to be cut now because he's that much trash. I'm not going to lie. He's not even putting in effort. So at this point, just cut your loss. I agree with that. But 2 years ago, you should have probably played him more. Let him develop. Let's see what he has in the bag. You know what I mean? And we could have cut our losses then at that point. My point is that this might be good because it's giving younger talent time to play, opportunity to show what they have, gain some experience. So even though they may not be the guy right this moment, but when their number is called later in the season, we could be somewhat okay with what they're bringing, or at least have a little bit of a guesstimate of what they could do. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this, we always talk about, man, getting younger. And sometimes this is the growing pains of getting younger on a football team. They can't all be first, second round draft picks. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, you only get so many draft picks, so you can't get younger in every position group like you'd hope to. So something's got to give. So what you're really hoping for is, some guys to rise above themselves. And it was painfully obvious, before the Jalen Ramsey trade and certainly after, that they said for whatever reason, this defense is going to function just fine with maybes at corner. And that is incredible of a thing to think about when this is a passing league. The quarterbacks are throwing it like on average 36 times a game. You know what I'm saying? 40 times a game. You're going to say, hey, we're going to hope for the best on corner because we think we're going to be great at the D line and linebacking core. And we're going to see how it pans out. We're going to see how it pans out because to me, even if you were to go quote unquote old school, when I say old school, we're talking the late 90s, early 2000s, right? You need one lockdown corner. Every team, if you're building a team and you're in the cap area, you say, I need a pass rusher or an impact player on my D line. I need a lockdown corner that can take away hopefully the number one option on an offense, and everything else you can mix and match around on that stuff. That's kind of how the cap area goes. Sometimes it's a Ed Reed at safety. That's that guy. Sometimes it's a, Deion Sanders. That's the guy. Where do you allocate the funds? The Dolphins had said, look, we're going to allocate our funds in our DB core to one safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick. And pretty much everything else, we're just hoping that this works out. Now, listen, Storm Duck could be a household name come the end of it. Cam Smith could be a household name come the end of this. We're going to see him. We're going to see both of them. And if I'm going against the Dolphins, I am testing these young, inexperienced guys that are going to be thrusted in a position that, sink or swim, homie. Sink or swim. That's the facts. It's going to be a rough go. It's not going to be easy. So, growing pains, get them out now. I like where your head's at, Ali. I think you're right. You got to look at it in a positive situation. But also when we're talking about, hey, Tua's smoking this secondary, well, what's he smoking? You know what I'm saying? Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle should be able to tear up every one of these guys.
Yeah, is he smoking Dolphin or is he smoking tilapia?
Gross. Yeah, if he's smoking mahi, I'm there. But is it smoked tilapia? Ew. Gross. Hit the like button, everybody. See y'all in here. Shout out to KP, family member. What's up, KP? Who has Vegas picked as more likely to win Super Bowl this season? San Diego Chargers or the Dolphins? I gotta imagine the Chargers have with Harbaugh and all that stuff that's going on. I don't know. I can't hear you, Ali. You're on mute.
Yeah, it has to be the Chargers. There's already on my Twitter feed these pundits that are comparing Justin Herbert based on his stats and his projected stats versus the GOAT Tom Brady. They're already talking about it.
Come on, bro. That guy.
They keep talking about it every year. It's like, oh, he's so elite. I still think he's not.
Listen,
the guy.
I think
I don't.
He's a really good quarterback, but it's great. How are people going to jump to Tom Brady?
Dude,
it's like you can't just jump to Tom Brady. He's a good quarterback. I'll give it to him all day. But
hopefully
go ahead.
Listen, I think
even with his craft, even with his craft, he needs to have an offensive line that makes his hand not look like. Have you ever seen his hands at the end of a season? Every single finger is wrapped in bandages and taped to each other. It's like the guy has a hand of a penguin. By the end of the season, it's like the poor guy.
Dang, dude. He turns into the penguin. He bites somebody's nose off at the end of every year. Dang.
But I am looking forward to him, like another season with Harbaugh. It's going to be good. But stop throwing Tom Brady. Stop. It doesn't matter what he's doing. Doesn't matter what he's drinking, how many massages he gets a day. He's not Tom Brady. Just get out of here.
What is Kahari asking? Is Tua?
He's asking if Tua is in those conversations.
In those convos? No.
For what?
No.
For the conversation that they keep talking about Justin Herbert and Tua is not in those conversations.
They were just comparing Tom Brady to Justin Herbert.
They're certainly not. They're not lining that up.
How many
with
years
Tua.
in the league? And it's like he's like well ahead of him.
No.
And I'm like, well, I can see that. I can see why people say that. But the issue with Justin Herbert, to be honest, is the same issue that I have with Tua. When it matters the most, he can't win it. When it matters the most.
Well, if you look at a lot of the rankings that are coming out on NFL rankings, power rankings,
I think that Justin Herbert is turning out to be better than Phillip Rivers.
Debatable. Debatable, bro. I don't want to. I'm not
turning into now that he's been there some time.
That's true. He could be exactly like
I'm just
Rivers,
saying. So far, I think he's kept up well. With their last, pretty much the greatest quarterback the Chargers have ever had was probably Phillip Rivers.
Rivers was a monster at one point of his career, though. I mean,
but I think that Justin Herbert's holding it down.
Listen, I always liked Rivers. But to be honest, if I'm being real, padded a lot of stats, had some real great talent. Rivers and Tua remind me a lot of each other, except for Tua keeps getting injured, but Rivers never got injured. He seemed to always be there. That guy was always playing.
Yeah,
and Rivers is way more mobile too. If Tua could be the mobile Tua that he used to be and never got injured, they are a lot of the same because Rivers had super talent. He had Antonio Gates, Antonio Gonzalez, what should we call it? I'm blanking on his name, the running back right now. God, why am I blanking on his name?
Joe Rist, I agree. Rivers did play 5 times longer than what Justin Herbert has so far, but we're talking about potential of where he's at.
Yeah, maybe. What's up, Vamos Gatos? Joe Rist, where you been at, dog?
Costa Nostra, how's it going?
Game Boy, what's going on, Game Boy? Hit the like button, everybody. Make sure you guys are getting those likes up. Sure, we're putting that like down. Tomlinson, thank you, Costa Nostra. Thank you, KP. Yes, LaDanny LT. I mean, he had some really good talent over the years, but he would always miss the playoffs or lose in the playoffs. They didn't have any of the successes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't have much success in the playoffs, but he had pretty good seasons. That was just about it.
I would say if you took,
I only remember seeing him in the playoffs like twice.
If you took talent versus talent from Rivers to what Herbert is, I would say Herbert is more talented. But will Herbert ever be the kind of consistency? Rivers was consistent. He was super consistent, and a lot of times,
he was.
A lot of times they asked him to win games and he couldn't. A lot of times they asked him to win games and he did. It's really just a plagued career, really crazy. But
Phillip Rivers has had a lot of injuries. Didn't he have cracked ribs too?
Everyone's had cracked ribs.
But he always played with it. No, he always played through all his injuries.
Yeah,
one thing you knew for sure, if he was going up against a big time quarterback, like I can't remember how many times I saw Phillip Rivers and who was the quarterback of the Saints forever and a day? Legend.
Breeze.
Breeze.
Yeah, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Yep.
Have like one hell of a freaking match. It was ridiculous. Like everybody was scoring. Like it was definitely going to be a 70 burger every time. You know what I'm saying? That's what you could count on for sure. He was consistent like that. He may not have won all the games, but you better believe he was throwing bombs left and right.
Dude, Rivers was my sneaky fantasy football quarterback.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he was my sneaky fantasy guy. I would always, get all my skill players in, and then before the run on quarterbacks really went, because there was always the one or two taken at the top. When that, I would always grab Rivers and keep it pushing. He was my good. I loved it, but I've always had an affinity for Phillip Rivers. Anyhow, let's see. Next up on this, Coach gave us an update on Darren Waller today. Now, it came about in a weird way. I think it was Alan Poupar, shout out to Poop, who asked him about it. He said, hey, what's the update on Waller? And without being asked, without being whatever, he offered up the information about Noah Fant. His answer to what's going on with Waller was, well, I know, as you guys know, we had a visit with Noah Fant up in here. We like him. It went well, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, but that has nothing to do with Waller. And what he implied in that aspect is that we're not bringing in Noah Fant. Again, I know Coach watches the show. He was getting to what we were talking about with the Noah Fant stuff on Monday when we were talking about it, when the news talked about. He was directly responding to our concerns. This is a terrible situation. They're bringing in Noah Fant because Darren Waller is obviously not looking the way they want, whatever. But no, he laid that to bed. That was the imply that this has nothing to do. We just want to bring more guys in. We're trying things. We like him. They want him. But it has nothing to do with Darren Waller. Darren Waller's on the James Daniel plan. They're just playing safe at this moment. They're, biding their time, working them in slowly, and you will see Darren Waller at some point. That's basically what
that's what he said, essentially.
Yes, essentially, it was highly implied. Noah Fant in no way, shape, and form is here because Darren Waller, they expect to see him. They know they're going to see him. They're just going to slowly start easing him in. You will see. I don't know if you'll see him in a preseason because I don't know how many of these, at this point with the injuries you got, I don't know if you guys want to have anyone who you think is a starter probably should not play in the preseason. Play everybody else as much as you can. But I think you'll see him at some point, maybe in those scheduled practices with the Bears and who's the other team they have it with? Is it Jacksonville?
Jacksonville. There's a joint practice, Bears, and I can't think of the third team. There's a third team.
I think he's going to be involved in practice sooner rather than later. Kind of like how we're seeing this James Daniels thing go. It's going to happen like that. You're going to see it progress super quickly, and then they're going to be like, yeah, they're going to ask about Darren Waller. He's going to be like, probably going to see him soon, maybe. Just keep your eye out, and you're going to turn around the next day. He's going to be there in full practice. So I think that's how it's going. So that's some good insight, I thought, peeling a couple of layers of the onion back on that stuff. What do you think, Ali? You think they end up striking a deal? I don't know. I don't have any confirmation of whether or not.
There's a lot to speculate on. I mean, it's very possible. The whole, like you said, the whole brain trust was here, along with the owner and everybody were in house. So who knows? Tyreek Hill wasn't at practice. He had an excused absence. So there's a lot to speculate, which I did get some news while we were having the show.
What'd you get? Right. Is it a breaking news siren?
not really a breaking news, but something to really speculate on why he could be absent.
It's like a cracking news.
Oh yeah,
kind of. Do you want me to go ahead and just say it now? I'll tell you now what it is.
So why? Okay, what is it?
So today, they, as a team, they held a mental health day session where they had a speaker come and talk about mental health and how you need to rely on everyone as a team and unit. All the stuff that has happened this offseason to Tyreek Hill or regarding Tyreek Hill, there could be some issues with mental health there, especially on the family side of it.
Tyreek Hill's like, they're bringing mental health doctors in here. I gotta go home, boys. I ain't feeling good.
I don't know.
Trying to get diagnosed.
I don't know, who knows? I'm trying to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. It's just particular how they had that on the same day that he's not here, though. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, interesting. So
like
that is something to think about. But
like where your head's at.
Yeah, so who knows? We'll see. But if they sign Noah Fant, I'm not against it. I'm not opposed to it. I don't want us breaking the bank for this guy. Because to be honest, if you really want to look at numbers, it's not so great. It's not world beating. The guy, it's not like we're getting another Jonnu Smith, to be honest.
No,
right?
But I think with Pharaoh Brown and stuff like that, we know we have like this blocking tight end thing covered. It's that you kind of just need a little bit of dynamic stuff, and I don't know. Also, they're probably going to use tight ends a lot in their formations, especially the way this O-line needs to get up to speed. They're going to need that extra blocker in there. Yeah, we know that a lot of times the extra blocker goes to Alec Ingold. But one thing's for certain, with the tight end installment next in evolve of this offense was the tight end. They don't want to get away from that. It was successful. If they could get the tight end production they got last year, by and large, from a bunch of guys, along with all the productions they had in 2023 with Tyreek Hill. And that's what they're looking for, looking to put all this together. And got to make sure. I do agree. I wouldn't be prioritizing Noah Fant up in here. I'd be prioritizing cornerback help up in here. Like, enough is enough already, dude. Get me some cornerbacks that I know is going to be at least a guy who's
But here's the other part of it, though, and this is something I just wanted to kind of end on my whole stance with the defense, right? They've made this front seven the whole identity of the defense. The linebackers are really good. A guy we didn't talk about today, but he's been popping up. Man.
Willie Gay.
Yeah, Willie Gay has been all over the place. They're saying that this is the next best thing that Greer has done next to Jordan Brooks last year. Right,
those boys are gonna show up and show out. They're literally on fire. I'm glad you brought them up.
Fire. That we're good.
Linebacking unit,
linebackers, we're good.
This is literally. Remember when we spent all that money on Donnell Ellerbe and Phillip Wheeler?
Yeah.
What our expectations were for our standing linebackers, our middle of the field guys. This is gonna be it, buddy. Like Jordan Brooks and this Willie Gay, like this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the best front seven because of that. And listen, with all the talent we have on the D line, the hidden secret of it is what these linebackers are able to do in space. That keeps that D line able to, worry about themselves. Plus, let's not forget, man. I think one of the key things, we saw it happen as soon as when Phillips went out. He covers so much ground. He's able to take the wide angle on his position to close out the bounce outside runs while able to double back and close the gap to where the D tackle is with shoestring tackles. Yeah, that guy got 3 yards, but he didn't bust it 30. And that's because he's able to, like, Jalen Phillips on that run is
I think Willie Gay is amazing. He's been dominating practices. My point of what I was trying to say is that if you look at how the defense is built, And you look at the Ramsey trade, bringing in Micah Fitzpatrick, who's a really smart safety in his own right, right? He knows what to do. It's not somebody you have to babysit. He can command that safety and that safety room pretty well. It looks like they brought in corners that are really good tacklers. You look at Mike Hilton, you look at Jack Jones, you look at Marshall, even the other safety we drafted this year, Trader, right? All of them they're not worried about getting their hands dirty. They make the tackles. They'll go up and go after the swing route receiver or whoever's catching, whatever. They don't mind getting their hands dirty. They're none of this shoulder or clothesline tackling or trying to push somebody out of bounds. They'll get their hands dirty, right? It looks like the defense is designed to dominate on the front and just slow the passing game, which if you think about it, that puts all the pressure on the offense to score the points. I think that Tua, Mike McDaniel are under a huge amount of pressure. That's why they're trying all these different things, trying to figure out who their receivers are, bringing in Noah Fant. I honestly think that all of our question marks really need to be on that offense, because I think that this season and how we're built, it's going to live or die on the offense. And that's personally what I think.
I think the season lives and dies on that front seven on the defense, and Tua's health. The offense, I know we have some weapons. Whether or not we get the production out of the tight end room that we used to is irrelevant to me. You've got Tyreek Hill, you've got Waddle, you've got Achane, you've got a fullback. You should be able to figure the rest of it out. I get that there's holes in the O-line and we've got a lot moving around. Tua's got quick release. Mike McDaniel can design really good plays. Be disciplined and don't let Tua get hurt, and let that front seven make plays. Or if we can, get them in bad situational football and make big impact plays with that front seven, whether it's, forcing them into 3rd and long and there's a sack, strips, fumbles, all those things. Interceptions, Lord willing, but
I get what you're saying, El Cap, and no disrespect to you, but we did all those things last year and it still wasn't enough because the offense wasn't scoring, bro. Look at the Texans game, bro. How many times are we going to give Tua a chance to score? And he keeps intercepting the ball, keeps throwing the ball away.
Well, that was kind of my key. That's kind of my key.
The offense has to average more than 23 points a game. That's basically what it comes down to.
That ain't no lie. Listen, I'll give you no pushback on that. This offense's lack of whatever is lacking needs to go in. I'm just saying, I don't know how much more I can ask from them with the O-line they got. You know what I need? I need mistake less offense with Tua,
and that's why there's more pressure on them to execute. Don't make the mistake. Stay healthy, right?
But to me, if this D line and this front seven doesn't do what it appears that it's going to be able to do, if for whatever reason, because they're teeing off on this bad O line and they aren't that good, I think this season's cooked. If the defense gets injured like it's been on the D line, and next thing you know, you're turning around and you're asking Chop Robinson and Kenneth Grant and Zach Sealer to do everything in the front seven. Not that I don't think they won't be effective, but to me, I need the defense to win me football games, not just stop the other team from beating us. I'm going to need them to win football games. And with that comes the wild card factor, and in a way in which that can certainly get us more wins. Because I think if they just play consistent football on offense and consistent what they've been on defense, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think, yes, could it be enough? Could you catch a break here and there? But what's that mean? 10 wins, 9 wins? I'm talking that if this team's going to be something more than it's been, it's going to be that this defense is lighting it up and they're in top 5 in all categories and just put their hair on fire. Shout out to Craig Sebring, who asks, Do we make a move for another CB with Cater gone, Cater Kohu? Yes, I think it's an absolute inevitability. They've been in talks with Raul Douglas, but the Bills lost their number one draft pick at corner. They lost. So Raul Douglas probably gonna end up on the Bills. I'm just being smart and being real. They're probably gonna call him up and bring him back there.
I heard he's not out for the season though. I heard it's just he's week to week is what they're saying.
Buddy, I heard it was worse than that. So how long that's gonna be? A rookie week to week. When's he gonna show up? Week 8, week 10.
I'm just saying what I read today. So that's all I'm done.
So I gotta imagine if all things are equal with the Dolphins deal and the Bills deal, he'd go back to Buffalo. Just like freaking Poyer did to us that one year and then came the following year. I'd be if I'm Chris Greer, I am grinding, burning the midnight oil, finding a cornerback that my defensive coordinator wants. Asante Samuel Jr., I don't care. Go get Stephon Gilmore. I get it. He's long in the tooth, but I just need a level of consistency and a guy that we got a young cornerback room. Bring in Stephon Gilmore on the low. Have him train some of these young kids up. You get a little dual action on that. You know what I'm saying? And I know we haven't had luck with bringing in veterans that do nothing other than, ride the freaking sunset of their glory, and take a retirement check from Miami. But Calais Campbell, competitor, long in the tooth. Stephon Gilmore could be what if Stephon Gilmore could come here and be what Calais Campbell was for us in the secondary, mwah. Shut up, fucking Michael K. It's Razul. I said Razul. He's saying I said Raul. Whatever. Same shit. Raul. Fuck it.
It's Rasul. Just so
whatever.
You know.
Rajulo.
And also, I agree with. Let me just address this real quick. Nene, I do believe mental health is very important. I am an advocate for mental health. I also am an advocate for mental health programs that we have at my place of work. What I do want to say, what I was trying to correlate, though, is that maybe he was really taking a mental health day because of what you're talking about, his divorce, or maybe some legal matters that he has going on related to that. So that's what I was really referencing. Though I do understand what El Cap was doing too, so I understand how that can look. One thing I wanted to say real quick, what Michael K said something about that if Tyreek retires, he has to pay all that child support. I want to know if Travis Henry is not Travis Henry. Maybe
Hunter Henry?
No, wasn't there a Henry that played for the Bills, or am I thinking of a different one? I'll have to look that up. There's somebody else that actually has 10 kids. No, I'm sorry. He has 11 kids with 10 different moms.
Oh,
and he's an NFL player. I'm pretty sure it was Travis Henry.
Chad Johnson?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Travis Henry. But I was just saying, wow, Tyreek's not the one that has all the kids like that. So that's why I was thinking of it. But I thought he played for the Bills, but I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, yes, he was. He was a running back with the Bills. I was right. Thank you.
Damn.
He has
Travis
11
Henry
children with 10 different moms. I wonder if he's still paying the child support.
Look at the memory. Look at the memory on Ali. The Travis Hunter freaking look up. Hell yeah. I mean, look, I'm kind of excited to see that. Look, with every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. We're getting guys that at some point are going to be playing on the O-line and in the cornerback room, meaningful practice reps in a big way. But also, that being said, if they can't improve, you got to do something. Boom, right away. You cannot play around because, I mean, who can ill afford this nonsense. Who can ill afford to start off slow? This Dolphins team is not a team that comes out and ramps up at the end of the year and starts stringing together. We are a team that in the first, it's a race to 10 wins. We got to get it done in the first 14 weeks because after that, this team just off a cliff. It gets cold. We ain't doing good. The Dolphins, I think like all time in games, like I think it was something ridiculous. Games in the 60s or lower, the numbers are, it's like 4 and 30,
Dang, Michael,
something like that. I don't know. Again, there's a lot to keep an eye on. Maybe some phoenix rises from the ashes in the DB room, and we turn around and Storm Duck just starts putting it all together. He's out there, he's practicing, he's getting good reps against different looks from the teams in preseason. You turn around, you're like, all right, this boy gonna do something. Maybe some of the new guys that we brought in here, Jack Jones, and him and Storm Duck, they just start clicking. I don't know. I still think at the minimum, someone's got to be brought into that room. Someone's got to be brought into that room. Who that is, I don't know. But it's got to be somebody that they're comfortable with. I mean, we're bringing in who was the guy that we had here some time ago, and he's been retired, and we just brought him back. Not Darren Waller, but the corner. Oh my God, Tankersley. Tankersley, we just brought in here.
Oh, we brought Tankersley? I didn't know that.
We brought him back. Yes, he's back in the room, Tankersley. And I want to say he's been retired since we last cut him a year and a half ago. Is it Cordell Tankersley? Can't remember. I was high on him, but he got no other job after leaving the Dolphins, and now we brought him back.
Cordray Tankersley? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, Cordray Tankersley. Cap for life. We already went over that. About Cater. Cornell Armstrong. Oh, that's what it is. Cornell Armstrong. See, same shit. Cornell Armstrong. Thank you, Jamie.
I was gonna say Tankersley. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, that's a little further down the line. But yes, Cornell Armstrong, same shit. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. We're looking for the Cornell Armstrongs to kind of shake out. Which, listen, I'm just saying this too, boys. Special teams. Like, you're asking the special teams guys to be starters, and, this is how you find diamonds, by looking. But, diamonds are made under pressure, and are we in a position to withstand the pressure? Is other units going to dominate like the front seven? Other units going to dominate like the offense? Are they going to be able to carry the water for what appears to be a lackluster cornerback room and a lackluster offensive line, which I'm kind of split on that. I don't want to say lackluster. I think the offensive line is going to play relatively high when it's all said and done. But this cornerback room's a liability. I don't give a damn what anybody says. It's a liability. It's a liability. So that's where I'm at. Until things say differently, I'm worried about this cornerback room. So that's pretty much all I got, man. I mean, we in there. We just keeping at it. There's so much just coming around. We could speak a little bit on Christian Wilkins on our way out of here if you want. There's been some conflicting little tidbits coming out. Remember we said that he kissed somebody on the forehead and that was the problem? There's also some talking about he tickled some guy's toes. And I mean, a coochie coo in a joking manner. I'm sorry, dude. No grown man better coochie coo my fucking feet. You get punched in the face, right? It's just like getting like both. Which is worse? Which is a worse little boy on you? Kissing you on the top of your head, your forehead, or something like that, or coochie cooing your feet, tickling your feet. I mean, what are the God? What do you think?
I don't know. What was he trying to do? Play Powder Puff or something?
I don't know.
No idea, dude.
This man's kissing dudes on the head and giving foot massages in the locker room, Ali. Which is worse?
I want to say the foot massage is just as bad.
That's right.
Just as bad. I don't know. Like I understand kissing the man on the forehead if like you just won a championship and he made the play that did it for you. You know what I mean? Like, I love you, man. You did it for us. Yeah, we won the game. And
we did it.
I've seen athletes do that before, right? But tickling somebody's foot, bro, I'm sorry.
Well, look, to use your analogy, Ali, there is a time and a place where a kiss might be appropriate. There's no time and a place where tickling some guy's feet is appropriate. There's nothing. Now, if it's like your bestie, if that was Zach Sealer's foot that he tickled, that might be okay. But I think
but at the same time, we have videos of him giving himself the nickname Christian Two Fingers Wilkins. It's like you don't have these full-on videos of what you're doing to men, and then the feet situation or whatever, or forehead and shit. Like, you can't have both.
Yeah, you can't say it's not weird, but then also do that.
If you get away with it on the field, well, then I guess you're gonna get away with it, but you're not gonna just walk up. Like, we can't have both, homie. Like, you gotta get the fuck out of here
on the field, and then also do it.
It's like, dude.
In most workplaces, right? They have compliance training that you're supposed to do annually. Part of that is about sexual harassment. Maybe he took a personal vet day or a personal day when they had that compliance training because he obviously needs it. Because
Jay Glazer didn't come by that day.
But you shouldn't be, no matter what workplace. It could be a football team. It could be an office building. It could be a retail store. It could be a grocery store. It could be a hospital. You ain't sitting there tickling people's foot for the hell of it, or feeling people up, or doing.
It's like, think about the movie. What was it? Pulp Fiction. What happened to the dude that gave the foot massage to the guy's wife?
Just saying. Ultimately, it never ends well for a tickler.
Yeah. Don't be a tickler, kids.
Listen, if you're a grown man, and people
you can't be tickling
know
men,
you, and anyone knows you as a tickler, you're bound to get in trouble.
Yeah, you got to get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, whether you're tickling women, which is
exactly. You can't do that.
You're tickling grown men.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
trouble.
It's like you can't do it to
tickling
women.
Children. So. You're in a lot. Let's think about that. If you tickle any women, sexual assault.
Yeah.
If you tickle another man, he's probably gonna punch you in the face. If you tickle children, if you tickle some other children's, you probably should go to fucking jail.
Yeah, you might be called a pedophile. So
let's
just do away with it.
Yeah, I will keep your fucking hands to yourself, dog.
Exactly.
If Christian Wilkins, for whatever reason, because of this, let's say this ruins his career, he never plays football again.
Oh, that's
he definitely has a calling in the porn industry, because you can name a porno 2 tickles and 1 kiss. I'm just
that's time for an oil check. Christian Wilkins drive-through oil service.
Yeah,
we need to have a shirt. Christian Wilkins drive-through oil service.
Kiss. That's incredible. That's great. 2 tickles, 1 kiss. That was wow. That was incredible, bro. You caught me slipping. Like, that's the. That wasn't a stiff jab. That was an uppercut I never seen coming, bro. That was good.
Oh man, I thought
that was funny, dude.
Oh my god! Man. I didn't actually. I knew about the kiss and foreheads thing, but I did not hear about the tickles thing. So that's new to me.
Look, it might be just BS. It was something I seen on the timeline by somebody, but
It's crazy. All
at
the
this
news
point,
that's
at
coming
this
out about
point,
him, though. Go ahead.
here's the thing. At this point, someone could lie on your name and say you tickled other men's feet, and people are going, "That checks out, checks out." This dude.
Imagine if they have to ask you, so why'd you get fired? I got caught tickling feet. You know what I mean? Come on.
Listen, there's also like sickos with foot fetishes, right? There's plenty of them out there. Like they got a whole weird thing, and if that's your kink, good. But I got to be honest. Out of all the kinks, that one is vile to me. But that's on you. Like,
hey, the NFL knows foot fetishes very well. Let's not forget Rex Ryan.
Yep,
He was
that's right.
about
You know what's incredible too?
Rex Ryan has
that
a
you
foot
said-
fetish?
Oh my God, Tonk, you didn't know this?
Yeah,
It
but
was
he
all
also
like-
has a tattoo of a chick wearing a Alex. What was that? What was that quarterback? The
I don't
butt
know. Tell me
fumble
what-
quarterback.
Sanchez. Mark
He has
Sanchez.
he has a tattoo of a chick wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey.
Shut the hell up. No, he
Yes,
does not.
No bullshit.
No,
Bullshit. He does it.
this is news to me, bro. Ali,
It was the season. It was the season after they lost in the second AFC championship, or a season after that, or maybe it was the season he got fired.
No, he doesn't, dude. He does.
Yes, he was. He was on the beach.
No, somebody got you. Yeah,
No,
way.
dude.
Oh,
he
he
does.
does have a tattoo. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to find the finished product. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you.
It's a chick wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey.
It populated. It is a tattoo of a chick with a Mark Sanchez. I mean, technically, yeah.
Oh,
That
the
is
thing I'm
it.
looking at, it looks like he got it covered up.
Ha ha. Not with my memory, player.
He did. Not with my memory. Yeah, you ain't gonna. Yeah, got you, dog. Fuck out of it. Damn, you right. Well, listen, that's weird. I want to say that's a picture of his wife on there.
I
like
think it
cartoon
was. I'm pretty
style.
sure it was. Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
looking
it was
at it
his
because
wife.
I'm pretty sure that's his wife.
I'm
and
not
like
gonna
That's
lie,
kind
cartoon
of
style.
weird though. But that's kind of weird though, because it's like a picture.
Yeah, look, there she is too.
like your wife wearing someone's jersey.
wearing
It's-
someone's jersey on
like
your
I
fucking
couldn't.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like too. I don't know.
Why doesn't it say Ryan on the back of the jersey? That's what my question is, because that would make sense.
Oh, it does. I forgot. I
No,
haven't
it doesn't.
No,
He's
why
asking
doesn't
why
it?
doesn't it?
I'm saying.
I don't know, but that's wild. I didn't know that he had that. But no, again, that also what's funny about that whole situation is that back when Rex Ryan was all on TV, he loved Christian Wilkins. He always talked about how much he loved Christian Wilkins. Now I know why.
That's crazy, dude.
They're little footsie brothers. They're little
That's
footsie brothers.
hilarious.
They've been locking toes together. Gross.
They've been they've been playing footsie.
Gross. Locking toes with another man, dude. Ugh.
Some nice
All right.
sandy toes.
Yeah, but he pays extra for that. Oof. Man, the show went off the rails there for a second. All right, well, do they have off tomorrow? The Dolphins?
Let me check. Give me a second.
I think they have off either tomorrow. I know they got off soon.
Well,
probably
I want
not
to say Saturday is Members Day. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I think they might have off.
I think tomorrow might be their off day. I'm
But
checking.
again, Kevin Lee in chat pointed out, what's up, CCR? All right, see you in a minute. The Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Chargers versus what?
Oh
Who's it?
yes, nice. Finally football.
Lions.
Finally,
Chargers versus Lions.
Chargers versus Lions.
finally
Yeah.
football.
Finally gonna see some
The
live
last day
fire
of July. It
exercise.
took all the way to the last day of July.
Man, it's great.
Look, the Hall of Fame game is okay, but you don't get to see the true full team.
No, of course not.
Primarily,
And I
like,
just
all-
want to hear the whistles and the plays and
I get
That's
you.
all. That's it.
Yeah, it
for
doesn't look
nostalgia's
like-
sake.
It
yeah.
doesn't look like there's practice tomorrow. So
Yeah, no practice tomorrow. That's what I thought. I thought there was no practice tomorrow. Maybe we'll check out that Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame game should be pretty interesting. You know.
So, all right. Well, that's it for tonight's program. If you guys didn't catch, if you're just catching in, go back. We talked about, Hill missing practice. Talked about Stephen Ross making practice. The D line and how it's been dominant, but the O line being not dominant and getting worked over. Tua's been good in practice, been sharp. Reasons for that, probably because our DBs are terrible. You know what I'm saying? We've got DB injuries up and down. Not good. And hopefully tomorrow while we have off, we'll be doing a show and it'll be like, yeah, we just signed so-and-so as our next corner. We get to see him on, Saturday and stuff like that. Hopefully that'd be great. And also Darren Waller, not to worry, he'll be in. So make sure you guys have hit the like button, subscribed if you're new. Again, check out tftgnetwork.com. It's where you can find all the great stuff that's associated with, the Tailgate Network, as well as all the shows and programs. Make sure you guys, check all that good stuff out at tftgnetwork.com, and we'll see you guys next time. Fins up.